All right, so I'm gonna start this video saying the same thing that I'm gonna say to end this video. You don't know you're gonna need it until you need it. Let's go. So, I don't know how many of you watching this video would have watched my first video, initial review video I put out with the Pocket 4. If you didn't watch that video, then let me just explain something that happened in that video. At the beginning of the video, like the intro bit, I went on a speedboat on the River Thames, right? I wanted to have some fun, but also I thought it's a perfect way to test out the 4K 240, going fast and then slowing it down. So that's exactly what I did. Now on that boat, I got very, very, very wet. More wet than I thought I was going to get. So if I got wet, obviously that meant the Pocket 4 got very wet. To the point where I was holding the camera out in front of me, obviously filming me, and there were moments where the water would come down like a shower on the camera, and I was looking at it oh my, please don't not work. Please don't shut down. Because I was filming that video in order. So this was the intro. I still had the whole video after that to the film. Now, a lot of you commented on that video saying, oh, so is the 4 splash proof? Is it waterproof? You're brave going and getting it that wet, blah, 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 blah. I actually said later on in that video that, yeah, by the way, one of the annoying things that wasn't upgraded from 3 to 4 is there is no splash proof rating. So this is not waterproof or splash proof. So I got off the boat, dried myself off, but more importantly, dried the Pocket 4 off. And you know what? Everything was fine and Pocket 4 was working as fine as normal. So basically I was very, 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 very lucky. Last week I went to Malta, took the Pocket 4 with me, had some visions in my head of, doing this video, doing that video. Anyway, I'm standing on my balcony, I'm looking down into the amazing blue waters that are in front of me, and I got the palm trees, it was a beautiful setting. Anyway, I'm planning in my head, I'm I want to get to that beachy bit. It was rocks where the blue waters were. I was perfect, let's get there. The issue is I couldn't figure out how to get there. So I got out of the hotel and I turned left, I walked down this bit, walked down that bit, and I saw this marina bit, right, where all the funky yachts are. I walked around there and I got to the end bit and I saw these steps that and this wall that moved around the corner bit. So I said, oh, perfect, look at that. I said, that's the rocks, that's where the sea is. That's what I could see from my hotel room, right? Looking down, I was this is where I want to be. So I climb over the steps, I get onto the rocks, I'm all excited because, when you're out there filming and you're in your head, you got these visions already. So I had these visions in my head. I was I know exactly what piece of music I'm going to put over this. I'm going to make it all dramatic. I'm going to make it emotional. I was even going to get ready to switch to slow motion. I was yeah, this is going to be perfect. You've got the blue waters and all of that. So obviously I've got the Pocket 4 out in front of me at this point, obviously filming me. I wasn't standing on the rocks for probably more than about 20 seconds. And before you know it, mate, what I can only describe as a massive wave tried to take me down. No, not tried to take me down, tried to take us down. When I tell you I was wet, I was wet. I was wearing light grey shorts that were now dark grey. I was wearing a light grey hat that was now dark grey. I was wet. And actually, you know what's funny? I was wearing a t-shirt, and on that t-shirt it said new wave. Can you believe it? It literally said new wave. Anyway, forget about me. As I said, I was holding the Pocket 4 out in front of me. As soon as this wave came down, I in that split second, I tried my absolute best to go like that and cover it. I was I was a little mum to the chicks. I was trying to, chicks, the animals when they try to save their baby. I was like that. I was please. I was whoa, like this. If only that was being recorded in slow motion, you would have seen me like this. Anyway, nah. I didn't get there in time. I didn't get to cover the Pocket 4 in time, and instantly the screen went off. And yeah. RIP Pocket 4. I'll be honest with you, I got lucky on the boat on the Thames. I would have been mind-blowingly shocked if the Pocket 4 survived that wave, because I'm surprised the wave didn't even pull me in. It was so fierce and heavy, I'm surprised it didn't push me back or pull me in. It wasn't just a little wave. So I would have been shocked if the Pocket 4 survived that. But you know, in that moment, you're like, please, I was like, please, Pocket 4, please, please. I was doing all this. The LED light was still on. It was like dimming. And I was like, please. It was like slowly dying. I was like, no, no, no. Anyway, I went back up to my room. And you know, in that moment, again, it's like, what do you do? Because, you know, you've heard all this rice talk, you know, put it in rice and all this stuff. But then I've read some stuff that says that that's just a myth and all this. So I said, first of all, I didn't have any rice. Where am I going to get this bloody rice from? Well, I guess I could have gone to the restaurant, but yeah, anyway, that would have been weird. But yeah, I didn't have any rice. So I said, you know what, let me just leave it on the table, let it air out naturally. It's the best thing to do. Don't plug it in, just leave it. In your mind at that moment, because I was recording everything internally as well, I was like, let me at least get the footage off. Because, you know, I couldn't just pull the SD card out. But I was like, don't connect it because it's still wet inside. Even though, you know, dried it off on the outside, it's still going to be wet inside. So yeah, I left it on the table to air out and I said, let me come back to it later. I came back to it later and yeah, obviously it was completely dead. So yeah, wasn't as lucky as the boat. Oh, by the way, sorry, I just realized I forgot to mention that I'm actually recording this video on the Pocket 4. Wait, hold on a minute. How are you recording this video on the Pocket 4 if this is the dead Pocket 4, I hear you ask? Well, I don't know if you've heard of something called the DJI Care Refresh program. I cannot stress this enough, how thankful you are going to be if you purchase the DJI Care Refresh program. It's one of them things, I'll say it a million times, you don't know you're going to need it until you need it. Now, if I didn't have the Care Refresh program, I would have had to spend about £430 on a new Pocket 4, you know, getting the standard combo. So I didn't obviously spend sorry, I think I've still got the seawater in my throat. I didn't obviously spend £430 on the new Pocket 4 that I'm filming on now. I spent £32 to get this new Pocket 4. That's it, £32. Now, if you're not, you know, up to speed with the Refresh Pro, let me just quickly run you through it. Essentially, you can get 1 year coverage for £32. Obviously, this is in pounds. Do the conversions based on where you are around the earth. 1 year coverage, £32. You get 2 replacements, and each replacement is with a £32 replacement fee. Or you can go 2 year coverage for £50 and 4 replacements within that period, again for £32 replacement fee. But if you don't use some of your replacements in the first year, you can roll them over, carry them over to the second year. Now, there are some conditions, right? So the product has to be brand new and unactivated for you to purchase the Care Refresh program, scheme, whatever the word is. But if you have activated it, handheld products can be activated within 30 days and you can still purchase the Care Refresh program, or aircraft products activated within 48 hours. Now, if you don't meet any of those criterias and you're watching this video now and you're past the 30 days or past the 48 hours or whatever it is, and you're saying to yourself, oh no, you know what, he's right, I think I should have purchased it, but it's too late. It's not too late. You can still purchase it now, even if it's like 2 months after, but you just have to go through like a verification process. So essentially you go online and you have to upload a video showing that the product you're trying to get the Care Refresh program for actually works, right? And it's not dead already. Follow the instructions that they ask, or send it to them and they verify that it, you know, is alive. And once you get that kind of go ahead, you have 72 hours then to purchase and bind the Care Refresh program to that product. So essentially you can't just, you know, let's say do what I did, go out to the sea, it gets wet, like 2 months after you've bought the product, and then purchase the Care Refresh program after that. You can't do that because you won't meet the criteria and you won't be able to verify it by obviously on doing the video or sending it to them, because obviously it's going to be broken and part of the video is you showing that it works. So don't think it's one of them things you can just add when you need it, right? Because then everyone would do that. So you have to add it within that time frame to meet that criteria, or like I said, if you're watching this now and you're 2 months after purchasing something, you can do it, just go through that process. I actually was so impressed with the service. Like I said, I was in Malta last week, and when I landed, the day after I landed a couple of days ago, like this was delivered. This was delivered. Now, there's two ways you can do this. So you can do it where you send your old one back to them, and then when they receive it, they send you the new one. Or you can go for the premium option, which is what I did, where they send the new one before they receive the old one. So in that situation like this, they put a hold on your card, and they release that hold when they receive this one back, like your old one, your dead one back, right? So at the moment, there's a hold on my card. So once they receive this, they're going to release that. When they release that, it would have meant that all I would have spent overall, like I said, is £32 on this device, and obviously £32 to activate the 1-year plan, which is what I bought, right? So please, please, please just listen to what I've just said. You don't know when this shit is going to happen. You don't know. I didn't know that was going to... If I had seen the waves that high, I wouldn't have done it. Like, I know if you've watched my videos, you know I like to make it fun and all this, but that was stupid. Like, it would have been stupid for me to do that if I had seen it ahead of it happening. Seen it ahead of it happening? Like, if I had... I don't know, when I was watching it from my balcony, like, the waves weren't that big. If they were, then I wouldn't have gone there, is what I'm trying to say. So you just don't know when these things are going to happen. Obviously, like, these are delicate things as well. So it would cover water damage, accidental. So if you dropped it, you know, and the screen, you know, broke, whatever, like, it covers that. So just think about it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not here trying to sell you. Like, I'm not here. What I'm trying to get is, I'm not here. That this is not going to benefit me at all. Like, I'm not going to be leaving links, like begging you to click the links and all this down there. So I'm not getting anything out of this. Like, you know, when it's like, oh, click the links, click that. You know what? I'm not going to leave any links. I just want you to Google search it. I don't want you to think that, oh, you know, you click on the link, you're trying to sell this, trying to say, nah, this is not going to gain anything from me. This is me telling you my experience of what just happened. And I cannot be thankful more than enough for having that refresh program out. So even if like 5 of you go out and do it, mate, I've done my job. So, like I said at the beginning, I'm going to end this video the same way I started this video, by saying, you don't know you're going to need it until you need it.